similar. And we're showing the next generation of security system here. And EasternCCTV was founded in 2000 in New York. And in 2011, we had our first branch in California. And now we have 6 branches nationwide. And we have 3 directly manufactured factories in China. So that's why we call ourselves CCTV manufacturer. So we are real CCTV manufacturer. And our goal is offering our customer, which is you guys, the high quality security products with low cost. And also, we're offering the best we can to serve you with the service, which is the tech support. So in each branch, we have highly trained tech support technician people in the branch. We also have the technical center in California, and we open 7 o'clock in the morning and close 5:30 afternoon, and Pacific Standard Time. And plus, we have 3 years warranty for most of our products, and we have very good RMA policy to support you. So our goal is to help you to finish your job and you get the bid. Okay, so we are trying our best doing this. And today we will do the PowerPoint, and Daniel will talk about which is our senior sales engineer. Okay, and everyone, we will talk about the PowerPoint for our products, and Eric, which is our product manager, he will do the demonstration for our products.
And it's been a really wonderful 5 years, and we have a lot of new products this year. So we're doing a seminar, and I want to showcase the new software that is in development and released for our NVR already. So I'm going to go through some of the highlights that we're going to go through today. Got to turn this on. Okay, so part 1, I'm going to go through the new operating system. Part 2 is the CMS. Part 3 is the new phone app. We got a new phone app. It's really, really good. Part 4, we have the 4-in-1 camera. Part 5, we have the 5-in-1 camera. So part 1, the new operating system, new surveillance management software, and a brand new GUI designed for the professional security industry.
Okay, great. I'll be right in.
As you can see, the menu has changed. It's got a new modular design, better expansibility, and better reliability. It's faster and it's more reliable. This is the taskbar. This is a lot more cleaner, and it's easy, and it's simplified. It's got a faster response, new program structure and coding, high efficiency and smooth operation, high decoding speed. As I go through here, I'm going to explain a little bit of what this means, because a lot of this is done by our engineers, so we're going to go through it. It supports H.265. It has a higher coding efficiency, lower storage capacity, and that new modular design. Directly goes to each function from anywhere. Easy to learn and start. This is the H.265. All of this is language for coding, and Eric is going to explain a little bit more about it when he goes through the demo. Essentially, H.265 takes up less storage and space, consumes less network bandwidth, which is very important. As you can see, this is the resolution for 4K. H.265 allows you to be able to operate that with ease. This is the old 1080p and 720p. As you can see, the 4K is double of that of the 1080p. This is their new graphics user interface. It's got a magnetic style function panel. It looks almost as if you put the magnet on your refrigerator. This is especially designed to be able to see this function panel and still be able to see the live screen. This is a task menu here. Just like the Windows operating system, we kind of build our systems to be able to be controlled just like Windows. The wizard to add IP cameras here. It's easy to do. You can add all in one. As you can see, it's much easier than before. You have two ways to add cameras. One is manual, the other one is auto. Also here, the convenient device management sorted and filtered by IP addresses helps you to quickly add multiple cameras. You can add all of those cameras all at once if you need to, or single. And the modular design allows you to add cameras even on live stream. So as you can see, you can get to different functions from different parts of the screen. The menu here, it's a quick status. You have the one in the bottom, and you also have one right on top where the camera, the live picture is. PTZ control is done right on the image itself. You can drag, pinch, and move the PTZs accordingly. Also adjust the image. This goes directly into the brain of the camera and controls the brightness, contrast, and so on. This is the digital zoom. You can zoom on live screen 16 times. This also here, the one click to start and easier to set up time duration. Right here, you want to do dwell. It's one click. And you can also have self-defined group sequences on the dwell screen. Also, all the recording for our IP NVR systems are dual stream on all of our cameras and all of our NVRs for the IP stuff. As you can see, more examples of that. And scheduling, you can do different types of scheduling, or you can just have it done by default here, where it records all the time. You can also record each camera on different types of hard drives that you have in your NVR. So you can assign the IP camera to different hard drives. Smarter search and playback. Time slice, especially designed for event search. In the past, it was archived. Now it's done in pictures, so that way you know exactly what you're searching for. It shows more of the snapshot. Even on the timeline up here, you see pictures instead of archiving. Also, on the display, you have the max of 16-channel playback, all at one time. Backup as many channels as you want under certain time criteria. Right here, under by time, you can back up, but you can see the image before you back up. This is more backup and preview and the event that you want. This one is by event. You also have the ability to see the image before you back up. You also have the ability to back up here on this part of the screen. And you can also highlight here, and it will show you the video, and then you hit backup. And the multitasking backup. This one shows you the ability to do the backup and do multiple functions. You can actually go back to the live screen. This will still back up video on your flash drive. Alarm management. You have various alarm management that will notify you when an error occurs, such as these warnings here. Alarm management output, the ability to manage the camera's alarm output directly from the NVR. So as you can see, there's different alarm inputs into the NVR from the camera. And if there's an error, it'll give you exact information of the time and date, the clear alarm notification. Here, as you can see, if there's a camera that's offline, it also gives you status of that. Also, the record status, we have a little bit more detailed information of the cameras and the frame rate, etc. here. Information on the hard drive status. This status is smart, self-monitoring analysis and recording technology. This gives you a rundown of what the health the overall health of your hard drive, if there's an error or if it's acting normal. And I know I went through a lot of stuff really quickly, and that's why I probably lost a lot of your concentration on this, but that's why we're going to do a demo where Eric is going to showcase some of the stuff that we're talking about.
Hello everyone, my name is Eric. I'm going to be showcasing basically the new GUI for our equipment. Now, as you can see here, just like how Daniel was saying, this is basically designed off of Windows. It's basically a type of modular design. The reason for that, it allows you to skip steps. Instead of going through a normal tree design where you have to start from main menu and then go to setup, and go to basic, and then go to your video output. You can go and directly skip that and go directly into basic and go into your settings to change out video output, anywhere from your date and time, output settings for your main monitor, and you can quickly also go to information. So this avoids going back and forth, going all the way back to the main menu, and again clicking into system and then going down into information. I can quickly just go into information and skip all the steps. It's a lot easier to access. And on top of that, you don't have to go back to the main menu. You can immediately go to the next section and go to record, or go to disk to see and format my hard drives. Maybe I need to go to my networking page and redo my networking in case something went wrong. All of this is based off modular design. It makes it easier and accessible for everyone. As you can see here, everything here is very easy to see. Everything is simple. It gives you a quick access to any type of information. Manual recording, alarm status, manual alarm, recording status. So instead of immediately going to the menu, you can pop up quick information from the bottom of the screen without ever going into the menu. You can go to your alarm status. There's motion happening. Mouse and everything. It tells you the information of the alarm for the camera, because there was motion, and in case for anything else, for alarm output, maybe there was a bad hard drive, and this gives you an error immediately. As you can see, it turns red. Same thing goes for disk management. It gives you to make sure that the status is reading and writing. It gives you what group, make sure you didn't lose any hard drives. Same thing goes with your network status. It gives you all the information you need, how much bandwidth you're using, and what's remaining. Now, this feature here, the information is the same as your basic information from the main menu. It gives quick access to the QR code in case you need to scan and rescan the DVR, put it on the new phone. It gives you the camera status, alarm status, recording status, and as well as your backup status. So again, this is all based off of going smoother into any part of the system without doing a lot of clicks, basically. It's a lot smoother. I'll go quickly over cameras. Now, as you can see, the cameras here, in case you're adding a whole bunch of cameras and you don't know which one you're clicking or which one you're adding, you can click on a preview for each one of the cameras just to make sure you're adding the correct ones in the correct order. You can also edit them if you need to. And when you're adding them, you can either quickly add them and add them in one by one. And the good thing about this is in case you have other equipments that are have predefined passwords, you can actually set them up to yourself. So in case you have other equipments that you know the predefined passwords, you can go ahead and click on it, change it to whatever you need, and the next time you add this equipment, it can go ahead and add it in automatically. So you don't have to keep going back and forth between either of them. From here, you also have your inner settings. This same inner settings is just your simple, on-screen display and everything. Motion settings has also been the same. Not much difference from there. The other thing that is new, basically, is the difference for the recording mode. Differences between the auto and your manual. Now, auto is basically predefined 24/7 block sets. So meaning 24 motion sensor or motion and sensor, 24/7 recording, motion recording and sensor. So this is all predefined and it defaults to this. So it's going to be 24/7 manual recording, or the scheduled recording I should say, motion recording, and sensor. But in case you want to do some customization, you can switch this over to manual, and you can go to recording schedule. And let's say I want sensor to be 24 by 5. This is stating that it's throughout the weekday, Monday through Friday. 24 by 2 is going towards for the weekend only. So I only want the alarms to be on the weekend. I want it to motion record throughout the week, and I want to record 24/7. Something like that. Gives you a lot more customization. The same thing goes for editing schedules. You have your predefined schedules. In case you have some weird schedule that you need to add for each one of the cameras, you can go ahead and add it and customize your own to whatever you need. The same thing goes for encoding. Now, as you can see, this is an H.265. Now, this equipment is backwards compatible, meaning you can switch it between H.265 and H.264, so you can replace some of the equipments. You can see this is a 5-net camera, 30 frames. Now, originally, most cameras were supposed to put them, I guess, on a low bit rate. If you, for example, if you put 1080p, you can set up 2 megapixels. You would need about 2 megs bit rate. That's probably on the minimum that you want to do. And the same thing goes for 3, for 4, for 5. And you can see I can have this at a bit rate, and I can probably even drop this all the way down to 2. And the resolution will stay the same. The quality of it will still be similarly the same. And as you can see here, when you're having record schedule between motion and time, another great feature is under encoding, you actually get 2 types. So you can actually record continuously at 720p at a really low frame rate. I'm putting it high, but really low frame rate, so you can save your recording space. And then anytime a motion comes up, you can go ahead and it'll automatically jump up to 5 megs at even higher bit rate if you want to, at a higher frame rate, so you can get more detail on playback. And that's basically here for recording. Now the same thing goes for networking. Networking, we've enhanced our UPnP, so now you can actually, instead of defaulting to whatever your internal port is between port 80 and your external being the same one, now you can actually customize it where your internal port will be port 80 and your external port can be anything you want. And of course, this is as long as your router's enabled. Same thing goes with our accountant authority for management, basically for accounts. You can add a lot more now for user managements. It's still for both local and remote. You can choose between. You can edit them if you need to. You can also add a security question in case you forgot it. So that makes it a little bit easier on the administrator. In case one of the users forgot their password, they can actually try and recover it themselves without going on with the security. Another good thing is now with email. Email now you can actually add multiple recipients. You can add more than 3 now. You can actually add a whole bunch of them. Same thing goes with text messages, if you know how to configure the phone for that. Everything here is the same. For sensor alarms, for your exception, alarm status. This is one good extra feature that you have in here. In case you ever come to this page, you can actually click the drop-down button and you'll see this play button. This play button will actually give you a quick view of that there was motion happening during that time. And it'll give you a preview of what it is, and then you can go ahead and go to the next step of playback or doing whatever you might need. Now from here, you'll see that you have actually instant playback. So it's, you can actually play back 5, 10, 30 seconds ago, a minute ago, just to see what was actually happening ago. As you're actually viewing anything else, basically. Again, like Daniel said, we have plus signs on the top side of each corner. This again allows you to add quickly any camera that you want without accessing the menu, so it's an easier access. And the same thing is if you already had cameras here displayed, you can actually drag them over to wherever you need them instead, or maybe I should put this back over here. These sequences and customized displays, I'll explain this after. This allows you basically to, I know how some customers want spot out. This allows you to have a 4-channel display or a 5 or 8-channel, 9-channel display that you have here. You can have 1, 2 channels actually sequenced, multiple channels. I don't have enough IP cameras here to show you, but that's how these single channel systems work. From there, I know a lot of people are eager to look on how search goes. And as you can see, time slicing is very new. Basically gives you a snapshot of each whenever there is motion. You can double click it, and after that it'll give you a time section for every hour. And you'll see that here Daniel was walking across the room and he was away, so I want to know what happened to him. So I can double click and it'll actually give me a snapshot. So throughout this entire time, he left between these 2 minutes, so I can double click again. It'll give me a playback that he went to the right. From here, you also have a nice time bar. A lot of people will ask why the time bar is here on the right-hand side instead of the bottom. This is actually to keep this nice ratio. This ratio here that's being displayed is a 4:3 ratio. That's standard definition, basically. And if you don't like viewing this, you can actually just expand it and it will turn it into a 16:9 in case you want to. Now from here, a lot of people, sometimes they can't see that far. You can actually zoom into it so you can get more in detail and see what exactly you're playing back. And in case I want to back up something, I can left click and drag, and I can right click it. It will tell me what camera I'm selecting, what's the size, how many minutes, and I can go ahead and back it up directly to the device if I need to. So this allows you to, modular design allows you to quickly access a backup section without ever going to the backup. The same thing goes for by time. By time, when you're doing by backup, you're adding cameras that you want, as many cameras as you want. The same thing goes here, any time bar that comes up here. I want to take a look. And when you're selecting the camera you want, it gives you a quick playback of that time, from start time and end time. And it's usually a 30-minute clip on here. And then once that's selected, I can go ahead and highlight the camera I want. Gives you the duration and the time again. And again, you can go ahead and back up. In case I want to go directly to the next section, I can go and play back that area if I wanted to. Now, another feature is on tab management. As you can see, I haven't tagged anything. That's because under search, I'm going to go here by time, and go ahead and the camera. And I want to start off from this time. This 9:34, I can right click. On top of that, you can zoom in if you want to, but you can add a tag. This tag allows you to save a point in time, basically on playback, in case the customer, came to the bank or into an area, and allows you to actually search back that event. So next time I look on here, this is the playback, and when I click on it, it'll go exactly back to that time that I saved. So you can start organizing events or anything that you want in case, a robbery happens or an accident or anything like that. And then you can quickly go back without searching through hours and hours of data. From here, there's one other feature. Let's go through here. Directly from playback. On here, I did not show you on zoom in. As you can see, this is zoom in area. You can drag in to wherever section you wanted to. And if you have a mouse, you can actually scroll in and out to whatever section you want. There's more features on the bottom. It's just your general fast forward and rewind. You can go up to 32 times forward or 32 times backward, or you can do frame by frame or 30 seconds either front or back. That's about all I have for this bench on this. I will now pass it over to Daniel for the next slideshow. This will be new app, Super Live. Oh, excuse me, sorry, that would be about the CMS software for the IBMS 1000.
Thank you. That was very impressive. This new software is very powerful, and we hope that it's going to add a lot to the business that you have with your clients also. So we also changed our CMS software, and CMS software is more robust than before, and it's cleaner. As you can see, this is a flat design. The GUI is nice. You could access all the controls very easily with one click. It can also connect to 256 devices anywhere, including DVRs, NVRs, and IP cameras. It turns a PC to be a storage server with RAID function. So you have a storage server, you can load that software there, and it will act as a good storage server to where you can connect all your cameras in different places and turn that into a storage. And it can also be accessed remotely via a web browser. So you build that storage there, you want to connect to it from another area, you go to your browser, you can connect straight to that server. It's a completely new architecture. It supports H.265, supports Omniv, and its feasibility on multiple devices. That means that multiple devices could connect to the server. Also has dynamic tabbing. You can open up more than one tab to be able to see different things and do different things at one time. Also, you can fold down that menu here, folding control, to be able to get a full picture, or you can have the menu open. More refined, adaptive to dual streaming on live, more convenient recording and playback. It's got digital zoom, multiple playback speed, enlarged time bar, synchronized playback on multiple DVRs, real-time multi-screen monitoring, and asynchronous playback of different channels. And CMS, Eric is going to do a short demo on that also.
I'm sure if anyone's familiar with the NVMe 1000 yet. We've had it for a while running through, but we've done improvements on it, especially with now it being able to record the H.265 recording. So it was actually added here beforehand onto the NVMe. It was added before the equipment came out, actually. As you can see here, the control panel, as soon as you log in, everything here is given to you up front. Basically, it's a type of flat design. Everything with just one click, you can get into almost anywhere. Allows you to go into devices and to add devices. It allows you to go back into an area in case you want to start selecting areas and creating areas for your equipment. Now, if I head back over to the control panel, as you can see, it gives you a live preview devices, grouping, scheming, management, basic information, playback, and e-mapping. I know a lot of integrators use e-mapping so they can keep track of cameras, alarms, and everything. But the one thing that you can do on top of here, in case you don't want to keep going, you can actually drag this out and have another window tab, basically. So this is very, if you have multiple monitors, you can have your playback on one section, you can have your control panel on another, and you actually can set up a live view and have that in another section on another monitor. So this basically creates almost any computer into a type of miniature VMS software. Now, as Daniel was saying, you could also add storage servers onto here. This was adding storage servers. There are a couple of hard drive bays that includes RAID function. And when you're adding into here, you can add the device. It's literally a storage server. You can add it on here, and you can create this NVMS 1000, your CMS software, into a VMS software. And for the reason why I say that is you can actually log into other customers, log into a system, and actually pull up a web page from here. So you can actually make your computer or anything act like a CMS software. And whatever you add in here, any settings or anything, cameras, NVRs, DVRs, IP cameras, anything like that, any of that stuff, you can log in and you can have user restrictions. You can have groups, anything that you've had in here before. And as you can see, you have two different types of groups. You can have your cameras here, or in case customers are only allowed to see certain cameras, when they log in, they'll only see certain cameras. They'll also see the root in case you've added it. And on top of that, you'll be able to do the playback. And playback, you're able to choose either if the customer has a DVR, they can either choose from the remote side, meaning you're doing playback from the DVR end, in case they want to play back from the DVR, or in case you have a storage server, in case the DVR only had, like, for example, 1 terabyte, your storage server has 42 terabytes, they can play back directly off that equipment and search more information. So this already creates and is taking it to the next level of making it into an actual VMS software, or some people would use this as cloud recording, cloud storage, or video monitoring system, basically. From here, the record and playback. In case you didn't want a tab view and it keeps popping up, you can actually add this and pull this back into the tab view. You have two different types, synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous allows you to pull back all the cameras and play it back all at one time. So if you have it in different locations, you can pull it into your area. And currently I'm connected properly to the internet. You can pull back all the video at one time to whatever section you want it to. Asynchronous allows you to play back basically the cameras or the DVR from different times. So if you wanted to keep it under the same time zone, you can play back camera 1 at 5 o'clock in the morning, camera 2 at 3 o'clock in the morning, camera 3 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can play back all of them during that same time if they're all connected to the same equipment. From here, on control panel, like I said before, you have your e-mapping. Most people use this for notifications. And people have this separated on another screen so they can actually see a blueprint or a layout that has been added onto here. And you can add cameras, you can add alarm sections anywhere, and it will notify you basically. Just as from playback, in case the same as our N9000, our new GUI, you can actually come up with any resources, any alarms, any events that come from here. It's basically the 1000 and the 9000, the NVMS 9000, the new GUI. Both of them have been kind of hand in hand. Some things have been pulled out from this 1000 and pulled into the system, and other things have been pulled out from the NVR and pulled into this. From here, in case by any chance you've ever deleted the control back panel, it allows you to.
It's a lot of useful stuff for the security market, and we're gearing a lot of this stuff towards the professional security market. We're finding that the trend is that security is really needed, and we need to improve in our capabilities to be able to connect each devices to each other. And so we also built the new Super Live Plus. It's a new phone app, and it's very, very good. It connects, speed increases by 30% from before. It's got the P2P success rate increased by 40%. It's got a better decoding capability. It supports all resolution cameras. That means that if you have an old analog camera, it will still work. And if you have an H.265 camera, that will work also. It's got, as you can see, H.265. It has less bandwidth. When you use the H.265, it goes faster online. So on your phone app, it's very useful because when you see the pictures, it's very fluid. Playback, you have the option to playback, zoom in and out of the time bar. It is more convenient and fast and accurate. You're able to find it much more easier. You can you can kind of pinch and zoom also. When you turn your phone over to landscape, it does work. You can see the image much more clearly. It's got a new GUI. It's able to scan the QR code and also keeps the QR code right on the phone. So if you have two phones and if you have an installation where somebody else needs it, you pull the phone out, you have them scan that code, and they will be able to connect to the NVR or DVR. You're able to control PTZ, 4-channel playback on the app. This is a very cool feature. One added layer of security. You can do this gesture code. This locks up the app. So if you lose your phone or something like that, if your client loses their phone, they have the ability to lock up the application so that way nobody can actually see it. It's got favorites. Favorite means that if you have different types of NVRs or different places that you want to keep on that phone to be able to access the area or the NVR device, you can add it to favorites, and you can scroll through the favorites, and you can actually play back and connect to them much more easier. And Eric is going to show a short demo on that application.
Hello. Demo currently right now for our phones. We're trying to showcase it over on the phone. I know it's real hard to see from all the way back there. Okay. But basically, yes, as far as, I might need you to go back the slides. Right there. From here, I'll give an explanation for each one of them on how the system is working, basically. So here, as far as on the top left corner, you'll see that you have, it's basically the open menu. It allows you to get into your remote settings, local settings of the equipment. It allows you, on your remote settings, it allows you to actually access the DVR. It allows you to access your basic information, allows you to access network information, online users, even alarms from here. Also from there, on your local settings, when you're switching between remote and local, you can actually record onto your phone if you need to. It actually takes a number of snaps. If there's a minimal amount, you can also set up your favorites. Basically, when you reopen the app, you'll be able to pull the same or similar live view display settings that you had before. The same thing goes for launching up a new, as soon as you open up the application, you can actually open up either your previous image that you had before, or you can also open a certain amount of cameras. Now, go to the gesture slide. Under gesture, it is adding another layer of security in case you have this on an open phone, or in case you want to demo this. You don't want customers going into the system or anything on top of your security that you have for your normal phone. This adds another security onto the system itself, instead of just clicking login or clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as most people put their default passwords. Now, on top of that, from here on the server list, you actually have a couple of ways to add. You can actually, like how Daniel said, said, you can pull up this QR code, and you can actually scan from phone to phone, or you can scan, since the QR code is also on our browser, you can actually, in case you're logged in directly from there, you can actually scan it directly from the monitor itself. The other feature that you see on the next one that you'll see, you'll see that there are, it's a new way to display all your cameras. You'll have your main view there, and on the bottom you'll have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many channels you have. And at the bottom, you'll see that there's two points there, and that will signify the differences between page 1 and page 2. Now, if you want to display all cameras, where the number is located on 1024068, you can actually select and drag that over to the main screen. You can't see it from here, but if you're selecting and dragging it over, it'll actually open up a predefined 9 or 8 or 16 channel view for that location. The same thing goes for any other one. There, next to the number for 102406, there's 3 dots. There is actually the device management that actually shows all your DVRs, all your cameras in case you want to locate them, and allows you to flip between either 1 or 2. You'll see at the bottom, you'll have your photo, your record, your view. Your view currently, right now, because we're only trying to implement the core features for the app, we'll only do 1 for 8 or 16. I know on our previous app, the SuperLive Pro, it used to do 1 for 1 big one, 7 small ones, or 8 big ones, 9 small ones. I know you had that type of customized display, but those type of features were really implemented after. We're trying to really push for core features on here. Now the other thing is for playback. Playback as for our equipment on our old system was still under a CMS option, meaning you can still play back from different equipments. You have to have the CMS enabled. Now, as far as CMS, everything is kind of built in and tied together. You can play back or live view from different equipment without enabling it. The playback, it's not shown on here, but for playback you can actually pinch and zoom for the equipment. You can, just like on the MEMS 9000 that I showed before, you can zoom in onto a time bar, pick the time that you want, and it will automatically play back that time. On top of that, you can play back up to 4 channels at once, and each one of those channels you can either play back synchronously, meaning all at one time, or you can actually play back them asynchronously. Like I said before, you can play back channel 1, channel at 5 o'clock in the morning, channel 2 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, channel 3 at 12 at midnight. All of that you can still do. And on top of that, when you're laying it sideways, we have an actual extra features that you can do. You can actually choose up to 3 different types of streaming resolutions between the SIP resolution, because especially with the MVR, the app now doesn't pull the stream off the equipment, and it doesn't stress out the equipment as much. It actually pulls that off the camera, and since all our cameras are all triple streaming, you can pull either stream 1, stream 2, or stream 3, and it's pulling directly off the camera. So you can get your full high definition for your 5 meg or your 3 meg, whatever high resolution camera you want, so you can see a high picture quality, or low resolution in case you want to see what's more fluent, basically. On top of that, you also have your PTZ control, and it's just like our previous feature. The PTZ allows you to, you can now swipe between left or right. It doesn't allow, there's no more up, down, left, right buttons. You can swipe between left and right. It's a lot of pinching and zooming. It's a lot of more finger functions, not a lot of, it's less buttons, basically. On top of that, you can actually take a snapshot of each one of the cameras, and in saving it, you can actually then send it over to third-party sites like Imgur or Tumblr, Facebook, any of those. or save it to an email in case you want to email it. The other thing for that is on playback. Playback, you're also able to take a snapshot. So playback, you're able to take a snapshot. You're also able to save a recorded video file from playback into your phone. All these features are going to get more implemented. There's more features to come. There's also the main thing, another feature that Daniel said was favorites. And that's the heart symbol in the top right corner. That allows you to basically add favorites and gives you a total of 10 groups. And each one of those 10 groups, you can add up to 16 channels. So if you had 16 units and each one had 16 cameras, you can display the front door for each one. And you can play back group 1, which is the front doors of every location. If you have a chain branch or a chain location for gas stations, any of that. In group 2, you can put all the indoors. And you can separate it by 4 or by 8 channels each. And once you save them, you plus. Same, the core features that have been kept through is modifying the DVR from your phone. You can do that from your phone, the SuperLive Pro compared to SuperLive Plus. You can still change notifications for networking, administration. All those features are still there. The same thing is on our CMS. The CMS has been greatly improved between our old one and our new one. CMS before you needed to enable, now it's just embedded into everything for live view and playback. And the playback feature, basically, 4 channels or synchronous or asynchronous playback. It allows you to also pinch to zoom the specific time you want to play. From here, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Daniel. He's going to be talking about format things.
Thank you. For what camera? Since the creation of TVI and AHD, we have a lot in the market, analog cameras that are still needed. So we've been getting requests to get analog cameras back. We created a camera, which is 4-in-1, with a different type of sensor. This one we use 2 sensors, Aptina or Sony, which is the best in the market. We find that they have better image quality, higher resolution, and its adaptability is very, very clean and clear. These 2 chips are always improving. As of right now, we're using 1/3 inch. We're not using the 1/4 inch. It's much better resolution and clearer, and it's able to give you a bigger size picture. It can go up to 2.4 megapixels right now, and all around it's a very, very impressive chip. This camera here is a 4-in-1 camera. It's capable of doing TVI, AHD, TVI, and analog. So if you have a DVR that has just only TVI, this will work. If it's an AHD DVR, it will also work. If it's CVI, a lot of people have been asking about our CVI. So we created this camera here that will work with all 4. So now the analog, we expect that it's going to die out, but we still kept it anyway because there's still a great demand for it, because if you have 100 analog cameras and one of them go out, it's difficult to sometimes tell them to change the DVR. So we have that feature there. This camera here has a super matrix. This has lower consumption on power. It goes farther, and it saves energy. We find that this bigger LED performs better at night, and this camera lasts longer also, and it does better as apart from the old LED, small LED bulbs that we used to have. Our dome camera, we have one Super R here. This does very well. This is another function that we also added, is a COC control over coax. Control over coax, meaning that you can control the OSD menu straight from the coax. So you can access the menu of the camera right on the coax. So no need for RS-485 control. And you can also zoom and focus from the coax. So some of our cameras are, we have the capability of motorized zooming, and we also have a PTZ, which will be COC also. And it also eliminates a lot of problems in the past where if you did controlling the OSD menu, you got to go into RS-485, you got to run an extra line. Now you don't have to do that. This is straightforward and easy to use and easy to control. This is an easy installation. Works with all the old DVRs. So that means that if your customer has an older DVR, you can change it into analog or or CBI if they have a CBI DVR. So this one here, the OSD menu is inside. You could switch the OSD menu to turn it into analog, or you can do it through the COC function. And that's the end of that one. There is no demo for the cameras here, but you can find it on our website. The next one is the 5-in-1 tester. We have two 5-in-1 tester. One we have the big 7-inch, the MC700. That one supports 1080p. It does IP, AHD, TBI, CBI, and analog. So the video testers we have out there in the market does analog. This does IP and AHD, TBI, and CBI. So you basically just need this out there in the market right now. Also, it does PTZ control. It displays and allows analysis of video, controls the pan and tilt zoom functions. You can manipulate the PTZ parameters. So meaning, if you want to control the PTZ, change the baud rate, so on and so forth, you can do it with this tester. It also controls your keyboard. You can connect this using the RS-485 or the RS-232 into the PTZ controller, and you can make changes happen on the menu also. If there is an anomaly in the data transmission, you should be able to find out connecting this to the PTZ controller or keyboard. This is very important for the new IP cameras. We have been getting a lot of IP cameras, and everybody's been using their laptop to be able to find out the IP cameras or their phone to be able to see the picture. This allows you to be able to not only see the IP cameras, also test the bandwidth. The network bandwidth tester, you need two of these guys. So you can connect this into the network along with another tester, and you can test the bandwidth. Also, a DHCP dynamic addressing assignment. This tester is a built-in DHCP server. It dynamically assigns IP addresses for IP cameras or network device. So you could go into the IP camera and change the IP address accordingly, or change it to dynamic. This feature here for the big 7-inch touchscreen, this is the blue one that you see. This one has a built-in Wi-Fi, so you don't need to connect this to both of them actually has Wi-Fi. You don't need to connect this directly to their switch to scan for the cameras. And it also has the on-live capability to be able to see more than one types of brands of cameras. So if you have access cameras or our cameras, Eastern's cameras, you can actually see both of them at one time. Also, it's got an HDMI output, supports 1080p, 60 Hz resolution output. And the blue one comes with a cable tracer. This one is this essentially is built highly stable and reliable. This one gives you a noise audio. See if you can't
find the cable, or if you found the cable, it gives you different pitch noise to that too. So this one, in case if you guys are working in the dark, has a LED flashlight. So if you're crawling in the attic or something, you should be able to use the flashlight to be able to get your way through. So, audio testing. You can test audio mics to be able to find out if it's working or not before you hang it up in the wall. Pretty cool feature. So overall, it's you can assess the dynamic IP address for the cameras. Digital image zoom on the monitor, so you can zoom onto the monitor to be able to see close-up pictures. It's got an IP address scan. So using your Wi-Fi, if you connect to your Wi-Fi, you can connect into their network and be able to do an IP scan. It's got the ability to do ping test, PoE test, and it can find ports. So pretty cool. TDR cable open circuit, short circuit measurement. So that one, what was that? TDR. That one is the ability to see open circuit or short circuit measurement. That's pretty self-explanatory. This is written by an engineer, so. Video level meter. This one here measures the level of video, video screenshots, and recorded playback. On top of that, this has the ability to download new apps. So if you have other types of apps that you want to download in the future, we will be able to have that there. So right now, this is the Super Live Pro and Super Live Plus. This is a very good tool to be able to see actually, instead of getting your iPhone out, you can use this if you're connected online to be able to see the cameras too. So a very cool feature, and it's also a touch screen. Both of the test monitors are touch screen, so less buttons, more touch screen. And that concludes all the product that we have. I hope that you guys found a lot of new stuff that could be useful for your business.